consistently. So make sure y'all tap in the sis joint as well.
Hey, discern goddess, I'm glad I seen you and I can catch you to tell you this. I don't know what you doing, but you on fire, discern. I got 3 of them folks who's from Colorado, and they love you, mama. Shout out to the video where you said Shedeur giving you props to all the aunties out there. What if I tell you all the kings giving you props? Like, where I drop the ball is where beautiful queens like you pick it up. You definitely did a great job in picking it up on the news, breaking down information, anything pertaining to Colorado, anything like that. Where I slack, a fire mama like you definitely pick up. So I just I was waiting to see you too, because I know it's my fault. I don't go live a lot. I don't be on this internet like I used to a lot. I will change that. I will be here more. In fact, I want to be on your platform more. I ain't gonna lie, you popping, and this why I be telling I didn't tell Discern to follow the program. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm proud of Discern because she knew for herself she can do this.
In the building. Big shout out to sis, another one of our main queens for sure. Scope Goddess. Make sure y'all show us some love down there for sure, man. And tap into her channel as well. Sis got some good content over there. She been cooking for sure, consistently. So make sure y'all tap in the sis joint as well. Another one of our main queens for sure. Scope Goddess. Make sure y'all show us some love down there for sure, man. And tap into her channel as well. Sis got some good content over there. She been cooking for sure, consistently. So make sure y'all tap in the sis joint as well.
Hey, discern goddess, I'm glad I seen you and I can catch you to tell you this. I don't know what you doing, but you on fire, discern. I got 3 of them folks who's from Colorado, and they love you, mama. Shout out to the video where you said Shedeur giving you props to all the aunties out there. What if I tell you all the kings giving you props? Like, where I drop the ball is where beautiful queens like you pick it up. You definitely did a great job in picking it up on the news, breaking down information, anything pertaining to Colorado, anything like that. Where I slack, a fire mama like you definitely pick up. So I was waiting to see you too, because I know it's my fault. I don't go live a lot. I don't be on this internet like I used to a lot. I will change that. I will be here more. In fact, I want to be on your platform more. I ain't gonna lie, you popping, and this why I be telling I didn't tell Discern to follow the program. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm proud of Discern because she knew for herself she can do this.
In the building. Big shout out to sis, another one of our main queens for sure. Scope Goddess. Make sure y'all show us some love down there for sure, man. And tap into her channel as well. Sis got some good content over there. She been cooking for sure, consistently. So make sure y'all tap in the sis joint as well. Another one of our main queens for sure. Scope Goddess. Make sure y'all show us some love down there for sure, man. And tap into her channel as well. Sis got some good content over there. She been cooking for sure, consistently. So make sure y'all tap in the sis joint as well.
Hey, discern goddess, I'm glad I seen you and I can catch you to tell you this. I don't know what you doing, but you on fire, discern. I got 3 of them folks who's from Colorado, and they love you, mama. Shout out to the video where you said Shedeur giving you props to all the aunties out there. What if I tell you all the kings giving you props? Like, where I drop the ball is where beautiful queens like you pick it up. You definitely did a great job in picking it up on the news, breaking down information, anything pertaining to Colorado, anything like that. Where I slack, a fire mama like you definitely pick up. So I was waiting to see you too, because I know it's my fault. I don't go live a lot. I don't be on this internet like I used to a lot. I will change that. I will be here more. In fact, I want to be on your platform more. I ain't gonna lie, you popping, and this why I be telling I didn't tell Discern to follow the program. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm proud of Discern because she knew for herself she can do this.
Let me know if y'all can hear me. Mic check, mic check. One, two, three. Let me know. Put a one in chat, a flower in the chat, a star in the chat. Let me know if you're an auntie or an uncle in the chat. Family, show up in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Shout out to our members. I see Peter D. Super Wolvian has joined us. Um, who else? Cortia is here. Hi to all the aunties showed up this morning. Okay, well, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, family, how y'all doing? I miss y'all. I miss y'all. Peter D. Superwolvian, thank you for being here. Cortia, thank you for being here. Good morning. Joanna Williams, thank you for being here. Magnolia Flowers, thank you for being here. Y'all know we have some business to tend to, right? We have some auntie and uncle and village business to tend to. We have things to address. Y'all know over here, we get down with the get down. So, before I start, while I take care of some housekeeping, can y'all do me a favor? If you have not already done so, go ahead and hit the like button. And if I remind you of somebody that knows somebody who knows somebody, go ahead and share my video with them and tell them, hey, come on over here. Your cousin is live. Your sister is live. Let's get some more people in the room. And if you're new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you. If you are a member, you know what it is. We I love you down. Okay. Thank you for your support. And if you all see those in green, those are our channel sponsors, and I appreciate them dearly. So, welcome to the channel. I am Discerning Goddess. Over here, we are internet aunties, internet uncles, and internet cousins, and we are the village. Over here, we love Coach Prime, we support Coach Prime, and we support CU football. And we enjoy advocating for our young people when they are in a position where they can't really advocate for themselves. But as we can see, they are learning how to advocate for themselves, and we love it every day. And if that sounds like something you would enjoy, sounds like something you would love to be a part of, what are you waiting for? Don't wait. Just go ahead and hit subscribe. Click your notifications for all, right? And join us in our community tab every day. There is a conversation taking place on the community tab. So thank y'all for being here. Um, and we are opening chat to everybody today. So all are welcome. Good morning, JB. Welcome, beautiful. All are welcome to be here. And y'all know how we do. Shedeur is our main subject. He is our nephew. He is all over your TV. He is all up and down your timeline. He is even on your Google and Yahoo and what do you call it? Alexa notifications, honey. Everywhere I turn, I am seeing a glimpse of him, or I'm seeing a glimpse of Coach Prime. So we are here to talk about it. I hope y'all got y'all gift for gabs. I hope y'all ready to have a conversation today. Okay. And let me know in the chat if you want to come up. All right. You don't have to, but if you have something to share and you just want to put it out there and you want to join the conversation, feel free to let me know that you would love to come up. And also, I know on my last live, I told some of y'all to email me and y'all did. And I was not expecting y'all to show up in my spam folder, but I for whatever reason, I didn't get to my spam folder for till later, so I apologize to that for that. But I did respond. Some of y'all asked a question. I told y'all to email me, and I give you the answer. So yes, some of y'all do have that answer. Go check your emails. If you don't see me in your inbox, it's probably in your spam folder because y'all was in my spam folder, and I didn't even know that people were just sitting over there in the spam folder. But if you are a member, understand that you also have my phone number. So go in membership, look on the wall, and you have a way to contact me, send me a text and things like that. So hey, hey y'all see what it is. Y'all read the description. So we are here today, y'all. We about to take care of some business, and I hope y'all have some time because I have time today. I have time today. Okay, I have time today. I have set aside time today. It's this live has been a long time coming. Okay, keyword time. Keyword time. I have time today, so let me put up my fair use banner up there in the corner. Yes, because I'm going to be talking about a lot of things. Not a lot, just we're gonna get some family business out the way real quick. So yeah, I would love to know what y'all been up to though. Oh, I miss you. I am accessible. Y'all got it. I'm accessible. I told y'all can call me. I'm accessible. Unfortunately, I don't have a production crew. I am the producer. I'm the talent. I'm the producer. I'm all of that. So, in between real life, real work, and family, listen, I don't. I'm gonna tell you right now, I am poor at time managing YouTube into my real life. So when y'all show up, I appreciate it. I thank y'all so much. I don't take it for granted. So what's been going on in just college football period, y'all? So what we about to get into, I just want to put up this copyright disclaimer. That we're about to talk about some things and it might be entertaining. Some of it may be educational. Don't take it personal. This is for information purposes, okay? So fair use is in effect. But y'all, you know we have to y'all know we have to address the foolishness that took place over there at the Texas game, child. It's a Texas state trooper show bumping into and yelling at South Carolina wide receiver Nick Harbor. He was removed from his game assignment. How about that? Game assignment. Texas A&M police announced in a statement. Interesting. Honey, I wish I could go to work and provoke somebody into a fight and still keep my job. I ain't saying I want to do that. I'm saying that is such a privilege and an honor to be able to go to work, pick fights, and still keep your job. That's interesting, y'all. Hold on. Let's see what the internet uncles and aunties have to say about this. Cause I found that quite interesting when I saw it. Hold on one second. We coming. So did y'all see that? And when you saw it, I would love to know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts because here we are minding our business, being aunties and uncles, keeping up with all of the games. It was a bye week last week. Okay. It was a bye week and we saw some we didn't expect to see that at all. But let's go. Let's pull up the video footage. Give me one moment. So being that we were on a bye week, we were just looking for some good football, right? And then we didn't expect to see one of our young people being assaulted by a thug in a uniform. I call it like I see it. I call it like I see it. Don't play with me. By a thug in a uniform. He was definitely out there looking for some problems. Listen, let's see. Let me know when y'all can see the screen, please. Y'all know sometimes we think we see public servants that are here to protect and serve. Uh, I would say 90% of the time they just regular people who happen to have a job. Okay, in a position. You could put a uniform on it. Like they say, you could put lipstick on the pig, but it's still a pig. In this case, you got a thug in a uniform. He was a thug before he put on the uniform. He's a thug with the uniform on. He was a demon before he put the uniform on. He's a demon with the uniform on. Y'all can follow me. Put any noun or pronoun in that space. He was all of that. Let's see. Now this is the slowed down version, you guys. He ain't think nobody saw him. Oh, everybody saw him, honey. He was on the big screen. Yeah, everybody saw him. I don't know how he thought nobody wasn't gonna see his behind. And this is a daytime show, so I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. I'm gonna keep it cute. Look at him. Woo, honey, look at that demon. A whole demon. Y'all, when I listen, a demon is what a demon is. Give me one moment. Let's see what Ryan Clark had to say. Because I love his response. I love when the uncles show up and speak and stand up, use their platforms to speak in defense of our nephews. And I always tell people, I can't tell nobody how to be a man. So when the men speak up, that's always a beautiful thing. That's always a beautiful thing. So shout out to Ryan Clark, um, him and Doc Holliday were a few of the uncles, the brothers that I saw that came across my timeline in defense of the young man. I don't know. It looks like he may have taken it down. It looks like, hold on. Okay, I found it. I found it. Okay, give me one moment. I'm still here. Give me a moment. Here we go. Let me know when y'all can see the screen.
Award those young players with that level. What
Oh, it was. We're gonna talk about it. Let's review the commentary. Let's review the responses and reactions, and we're about to talk about it, y'all. But y'all can talk about it in the chat. I'll be right with you.
What happened at the Texas A&M South Carolina football game is unacceptable for an officer who is there to protect everyone in the stadium to walk toward those young players with that level of aggression, that level of intention, that level of purpose, and that purpose being nothing for good is something that just can't happen. And now, if you are these young men's parents, this is worst case scenario for you. This is something you've coached your kids through. You've told them how to behave. You told them what to say. You've told them how to look. And you told them all of these things just to stay alive. And so now in this situation, someone who is in that stadium to protect them is the aggressor. And here's my biggest problem with the whole thing. There was 100,000 people in the stands. There were two entire football teams on the field, and there were millions of people watching on TV. So, what kind of decisions does this officer make when no one is watching, when there are no immediate consequences? And thank God that Texas A&M acted extremely quickly to at least try to rectify the situation so everyone on that football field and in those stands could feel safe. But this is a cautionary tale. This is a warning. There are those people that feel so entitled and so empowered and have that level of audacity and also intoxication on power that they believe that they're above the law. It's not just about protecting those young men on the field, which is something we have to do. It's about protecting those young people in these streets, in these schools that just walk around in everyday life from those who don't understand the power of the badge and the responsibility of it. Thank God today worked out the way it did and we got a great SEC battle. But not every young man is so lucky.
A little bit more.
What happened at the Texas A&M South Carolina football game is unacceptable for an officer who is there to protect everyone in the stadium to walk toward those young players with that level of aggression, that level of intention, that level of purpose, and that purpose being nothing for good is something that just can't happen. And now, if you are these young men's parents, this is worst case scenario for you. This is something you've coached your kids through. You've told them how to behave. You told them what to say. You've told them how to look. And you told them all of these things just to stay alive. And so now in this situation, someone who is in that stadium to protect them is the aggressor. And here's my biggest problem with the whole thing. There was 100,000 people in the stands. There were two entire football teams on the field, and there were millions of people watching on TV. So, what kind of decisions does this officer make when no one is watching, when there are no immediate consequences? And thank God that Texas A&M acted extremely quickly to at least try to rectify the situation so everyone on that football field and in those stands could feel safe. But this is a cautionary tale. This is a warning. There are those people that feel so entitled and so empowered and have that level of audacity and also intoxication on power that they believe that they're above the law. It's not just about protecting those young men on the field, which is something we have to do. It's about protecting those young people in these streets, in these schools that just walk around in everyday life from those who don't understand the power of the badge and the responsibility of it. Thank God today worked out the way it did and we got a great SEC battle. But not every young man is so lucky.
Thank you, Ryan Clark. What I will say to y'all to this, and I'm gonna mute it and I'm gonna let it play. But here's the thing, and some of y'all touched on some stuff down there. It's so many reasons, people we're coming up with all the ideas of why would this man do this and what it doesn't matter why. Like why and again, why would you do that? Like and like Ryan Clark just said, it's the entitlement, it's the audacity. You felt like in front of all these people, you would go ahead and pick a fight with the children in the game. And yes, it's huge because if you'll do this in front of millions of people, what has he done? I ain't asking him what would he do, but what has he done in the darkness of the night when he has pulled a black man over, a young black teen over? And I hope and pray that his parents are not letting this go. This is not the end because we want his whole entire history audited. We want to know what else has he done. And also to the mom and dad of this young man, I hope that you have had gotten an attorney for your child and for your family, and you are seeking punitive damages for your child's embarrassment, his emotional, you know, anything emotional he's had to incur by being publicly humiliated and publicly attacked like that, not just at the game or just the college has seen it, but everybody on national TV saw it. We want this to be handled legally because as a parent, not only do we send our children anywhere, we damn sure don't sacrifice for all those years, money, time, moral upbringing, everything, and send our child away to college to be targeted and accosted by some sicko police officer. This child is in school to play football and be a great student. And I'm sure when he woke up that day and when they were on their way to Texas or wherever they are, he didn't think that at the game in the stadium, he would be bullied, okay, by a demon in a uniform. Did you hear me? A demon in the uniform, because that's what they are. That's if you know the history of how police officers were originated, you already know who they are. Okay? Because that wasn't officer friendly. So I'm not gonna be friendly when I talk about them. I'm not gonna be friendly when I talk about them. That was not officer friendly, honey. That was a whole demon. I think he took the video down. I saw a great take on it from Doc Holiday, and I'm over here scrolling, trying to find it. But let me see what y'all got going on. What are your comments and what are your thoughts? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. Let me see. Thank y'all so much for joining the conversation. If you're just getting here, I am Discerning Goddess. And over here we are internet aunties, internet uncles, and internet cousins. We are the village. We know it takes a village to raise a child, but we also know that it takes a village to reach, teach, encourage, inspire. Okay, teach and train our youth to greatness. And if that sounds like something you would love to be a part of, go ahead and tap subscribe and definitely hit the like button. If you just get in here, take your shoes off. That means hit that like button and you're welcome to be here, okay? Just like when you get to somebody's house. Don't walk in nobody's house with dirty shoes. Show some respect. Okay, so we just saw that video, y'all. And I was stuff like that just upsets me. Who else is a boy mom? If you're a boy mom, put it in the chat. If you're a boy dad, put it in the chat because that could have been any one of our sons. That could have been any one of our nephews in real life. And stuff like that does not just affect the person. It trickles through the family, the support system, and everybody that knows that child. So Peter D. Super Wolvian said he has the complexion of protection. Listen. Okay, but since they're not going to terminate him, I need the parents to go ahead and retain an attorney because this is going to be something this should be something they should never forget and shouldn't happen again. Okay, by the time that family is finished looking into this and dealing with this, and I'm serious. As a parent, you don't support your child all the way through school into college to send them in a town where they're away from family to be attacked like this and embarrassed like this and humiliated. Okay, none of that. So I need for the father and the mom or whoever the guardians are to get you an attorney and make it clear. Mm-mm. Not this child, not this one, not this one. And so by the time they feel like they want to exercise their authority on another black athlete that's doing nothing but minding his business, playing football and being great at it, and you follow that child through the tunnel to shoulder check him, y'all. Somebody said he should be fired. He absolutely should. Welcome, Jen J. Welcome everybody for just getting here. Y'all are welcome to join the chat. You said the trooper is the same one that will see the player in the road and pull him over because he had, yeah, he had a suspicion. Right. So they don't want our children to be great athletes. They don't want them to drive around in nice cars. We see it. We see it happening. You know, they don't want them to look any way. But no, it just goes to show no matter what they do, and we know we teach them all what to do, 10 and 2, sit up, be clear, all of that. And there's nothing that our young men or men, period, can do to stop the sickness and the illness of those demons in uniform. They're demons. They're demons. Right, Miss Joanna. He didn't think nobody saw him. How he didn't think nobody saw him? He really thought nobody saw him. Like, and that's the thing. You could be blinded by your illness. And when I say illness, I'm just trying to find another word. Y'all know what I want to say. That ridiculousness, sick, pathetic mindset that they have, that they are better because of the shade of their skin or who they are, right? Or who they think they are. They really think they can do something like that in front of millions of people and not be held accountable. This is why the parents need to go ahead and retain a lawyer and start a lawsuit. I don't want to hear nothing else from the university. I appreciate y'all putting it out there. He was taken out of the game. I'm not even going to do the thumb snap, the little thank you sign when you do the two fingers. I ain't going to even do that because we want more. We want more. Okay. I don't care nothing about him being taken out of the game because I'm pretty sure that man has had violations and reports prior to this game where he shouldn't have even been allowed to be on that detail. Okay. Securing and hanging out at a college game as an officer is definitely a privilege. It is not an assignment. That's not something you wake up and say, okay, it's your turn to go to the game today. No, that's a privilege. So I want to know what's in his employment file. Okay. How many complaints? I want to see how he earned that privilege, that right to be at that game because he shouldn't have been there. Listen. Good morning, Miss Vanessa. Welcome. We here. The celebration is today and every day. The camera caught it all. He is definitely a demon. Y'all understand what I mean when I say demon, okay? He be running the races. He's a demon. Hi, Amber Love. Is this your first time here in our chat? Welcome. It's the stretched out arm and the flop that does it. Like, like he was ready to fight the young man. Like, sir, oh my goodness, these are 17 to 23-year-olds, give or take. You're a full grown KV from the Caucasus Mountains, and you are out there exercising your uh proposed authority, and you don't even have to, just doing the most. Oh, it was definitely sick. See him move his left arm out just to make sure. Yeah, he provoked the fight, and that's why I was so the stripes off that goddamn excuse my language, off that state troopers division. By the time we get through with them, the sergeant will be let go, the captain will be let go, especially him because it can't be over. It can't be over. This is not the end. Like, I didn't send my child to play football for y'all to abuse him on the road like that, and all he's doing is what he's supposed to be doing. Jen say the troopers' actions were intentional. If the roles were reversed and that player bumped into the trooper accidentally, yes, it would have. Yes, it would have. Listen, they'd had to stop the game. And again, somebody also asked somebody he must have had money on the game. Of course, he had money on the game. And not only that, you saw how they did last year. They did not like our boys celebrating after they, got a touchdown or got an achievement or was having great games. They didn't. The referees was snatching on Travis, snatching on LeJohn, just snatching on them all to stop them from dancing. They didn't want them to celebrate. But according to the story, this young man here ran back a 80-yard pass or something like that in for a touchdown. So I'm sorry you put your money on the game. But people don't come to the game to lose. They don't play to lose. Suspended for a game, assault on a police officer. Okay. Listen, that's a Leo, honey. Assault on a Leo. What y'all don't understand, those are serious charges that they attach to everybody. If you just so happen to say, hey, no, they didn't do it on time. If you approach an officer in the middle of them handling business, they will throw assault on the Leo on you. And the thing about assault on a law enforcement officer, even if you beat the charge, it stays there, even if the charges will drop. So when you get pulled over, when they run your information for anything, it will always be assault on a Leo right there, posted on your driving record, your tag, your registration, all of that. But it's okay for them to assault our young people. It's not okay. It's not okay. Miss Vanessa, YouTube suppress your response, but I see what you said about the patrols. When we're saying certain things, you guys, we have to be creative when we spell them. So, but I got it. You are absolutely right. We have to be creative how we spell them so that the algorithm or AI won't flag it. So yeah. Um, so yeah, so suspended for a game. Yeah, that wasn't enough. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Miss Aretha. Miss Aretha is the queen, honey, in this chat. Thank you, Miss Aretha. She is one of our members, has been a day one member and chat participant since I've been here, and I appreciate her support. Thank you, Miss Aretha. Miss Tantra is here. Hold on one second. Tanja said, hi, Discern Mods chat at work listening. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you for your support, y'all. Thank Miss Tanja. Please like her super chat. I appreciate the support, sis. Running the races. That's what listen, I can't really say what they are, but you understand what I mean, Jim, when I say they be out here running the races, honey. Listen. Uh-huh. Yo. Hey everybody. So let's move on. So with that being said, y'all, it's a lot what's happening. Like I'm like the people are out of control, and a lot of us, and I like my crowd because many of us, I know a lot of y'all work in the university system. Y'all are professionals, so y'all get it. So you understand what the climate in America is today. The order of today is, right? We understand what the climate is. This is not something made up. We are not assuming or paranoid that people are targeting us for who we are, right? So this is who we are over here. We address the elephant in the room, like Coach Prime said. Hold on one second. He's here. Coach Prime is always here, y'all. So we have to
I
introduce
don't want
him.
to talk about this too long. I'm gonna just talk briefly and let it go.
Right, right, Coach
Get the
Prime.
elephant out of the room.
They
I
don't
don't want to
understand.
talk about this too long. I'm gonna just talk briefly and let it go.
That's what we do. Coach Prime is always here. In case y'all don't know, Coach Prime is always here. He's always here. We address the elephant in the room all the time because that's who Coach Prime is. He's going to address the elephant in the room, right? So yeah, so we gonna address it right with him. Hi,
Get
Coach
the elephant out of
Prime.
the room. I don't want to talk about this too long. I'm gonna just talk briefly and let it go.
So we're gonna talk about it for a bit. It ain't gonna be a brief talk about
This is
today
the
because we got
elephant
a
in the
lot
room. I
on the
don't want
agenda.
to talk about this too long. I'm gonna just talk briefly and let it go.
Right. So we have a lot on the agenda. So it's not going to be a brief talk about. It's not going to be a brief discussion today because we have to address it. So my question is this though. I want the parents to sue. Is that too much? What would y'all do if that was your child? That's a real question. If that was your child on national TV getting assaulted by the Texas State Trooper, how would you how would you address this? How would you address this? Because I saw somebody said they would take their child out of school, send him somewhere else, but he has to grow up. He has to live his life. I would like to know because maybe I'm overreacting because I'm a bit dramatic, right? I understand that. So sometimes I need a friend or so to be like, hey, and help me reason differently because I'm definitely gonna go over and above, right? That's what I'm gonna do for real. What would you do if that was your child? Because I need to know. I'm asking y'all for help. But understand though, we do address issues over here, but what I won't leave without us looking at a few solutions. So understand that I ain't just over here complaining. No, we address it and we present solutions. So welcome. Welcome. Oh, he took it down. Man, hold on. Y'all, why every time I go live, somebody call my house phone? I don't know who that is. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why my phone want to ring. The house phone, child, not the cell phone. The house phone. So let's go. I was looking for my other video, but it's not there. But with that being said, I think the KVs are out of control. I don't know why they're out of control. I have an idea why they are probably out of control. But have y'all been paying attention to your timeline and to the news? If you're pregnant in this chat, congratulations on your new baby. And I am praying for you. To every pregnant woman, I am praying for you. I'm praying that you are getting the health care that you need. I'm praying that you have all the loving support that you need to carry your child and to bring a healthy baby into this world. I'm praying. Okay, we gonna pray. And we're gonna pray that, you are not met with um demons when you go to the hospital to deliver. So we have to talk about and address the treatment of Black women when they go to have babies. And let's talk about it. Give me one moment. I had to get Texas State out the way first. Okay, it's up. Let's go. So there is a young lady who went to the hospital. According to this, it says horrible. Again, Texas again. What's going on in Texas? A Texas hospital called out after a woman in active labor was treated poorly and forced to sit in a waiting area for over 30 minutes in excruciating pain. Her mother says that the staff wouldn't even help bring her into the hospital. Goodness gracious. Woo, honey, times have changed. So this is according to the neighborhood talk. They said this is horrible. So a mother on TikTok shared that her daughter was mistreated at Dallas Regional Medical Hospital in Mesquite, Texas. In a series of videos, the user who goes by the name says her daughter went into labor and called the hospital before arriving. But when they pulled up to the emergency room, they were told they'd have to move and use the front entrance. Interesting. They were told they'd have to move and use the front entrance. After going around to the directed entrance, she went into the hospital, gave her daughter's name and to the staff again with paperwork. She had to actually ask for a wheelchair and was blatantly told that she wouldn't be helped with bringing her daughter inside. An officer thankfully stepped in to assist. Now, okay, this is a good. We found a officer friendly over here in this story. Once inside, they were told that nothing could be done until paperwork was completed, despite the hospital having knowledge of her birth beforehand. She says her daughter was forced to wait for over 30 minutes in active labor, and she was sure to ask the charge nurse if they treat all patients this way or just black ones. Okay, mama. Okay, let's go.
What? How many times have you been pregnant? 3. This is your 3rd pregnancy? Yes! You have 2 babies at home? It's in my ass! You have 2 babies at home? Who's your doctor?
Lang is her doctor. Y'all treat all your patients like this or just the black ones?
Okay, Beverly, this is the first patient for you. Last name is Jones. She's G3P2. I'm not sure when her due date is.
Her due date is the 10th.
Her due date is the 10th.
She have 3 pregnancies, 2 babies at home. I bet y'all listen next time. When you found out you was delivering at this hospital, your ass should have changed doctors.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Thank you.
Everybody say how they treat people. Hello, TikTok family. This is a follow-up on the video that I posted earlier. So I was at work. I had no idea of the activity that was going on. My daughter's texting me, calling me. I didn't know what was going on. So finally I get home, they tell me about the video, and a lot of you was asking about a follow-up and to explain the situation. So this is the situation. My daughter went into active labor at home. We took her to the hospital. She called ahead of time. So we know they are expecting us. However, we get there to the emergency room. We watching nurses, putting gloves on, running to the door. They get outside of the door, and I drive a black SUV, and they look at my vehicle, and one of the nurses come up to the window and she goes, I'm sorry, this is for ambulance only. I said, well, my daughter is in active labor. And she was like, okay, she said, but you're going to have to go to the front. I'm like, I have to drive to the front. And they said, yeah, you have to drive to the front. Okay, another redhead. hmm And so I'm like, so she's in the, you hear, and it was like, yeah, she started bagging up, hit the button, went back inside the building. So I go around to the front. I get out of the car. Again, this girl is in more pain now than she was when we first left the house. And she started saying, I feel pressure. I feel pressure. I said, take deep breaths. I ran in. I said, hey, my daughter's in the car. I went to emergency. They told me I had to come to the front. So the lady was like, what's your daughter's name? Told her Kiara Jones. She gets out some paperwork, start typing in her name. I was like, ma'am, do you have a wheelchair or anything? She's in the car. I need to get her in. Oh, if you check on the other side of those doors where the vending machine's at, there should be a wheelchair out there. There's no wheelchair out there. So she gets up, she walks in the back, and she come to the door with a wheelchair. She said, here you go, ma'am. I said, excuse me, you're not going to come with me? And she was like, no. Oh, okay. So a police officer was in the lobby. He gets up. He grabbed a wheelchair. He goes out the door with me. He said, come on, I got you. Went out there. She is on hands and knees in the back of the vehicle. And I'm like, oh shit, what is going on? And then she goes, it's in my ass. And I was like, what? And the guy was like, and she was like, he said, okay, she was like, give me a minute. She could not move. So when that contraction eased, we put her in a wheelchair. He said, you can go park your car because they again had, people out there. So I went park my car. It wasn't even 30 seconds. I run back in the building. She's just there with a stack of papers in her hand, screaming that this baby is coming. This baby is coming. I look at the registers behind the window and they looking at me and they was like, well, we can't do anything until she signed the papers. Are you fucking kidding me? So I grabbed the papers and of course it's they ER bullshit that they have. And I was like, you want her to sign this and she's in active labor. And they was like, okay. I was like, ma'am, she was supposed to be induced earlier today at 8 o'clock. And they called and told her that they will call her because they didn't have beds. And they will let her know. And no one ever called back. They called back every hour on an hour. And it was like, no, we'll call you back. And then finally her water break, she called them. They tell her to come in. So why is she signing these papers? We need her in labor and delivery. And it was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. So the charge nurse comes out and she saw the paper signed. What fucking, are you serious right now? And she closes the door. And then the lady behind the window at this point, my daughter, scribbled her name on all the papers. We gave it to her. She says, thank you. She walked it around to the charge nurse. She opened up the door. My daughter is literally like having a contraction. And she's just standing there in the door. So we push her into the door. I said, can we get her into labor and delivery? She said, no, we have to fill out all this paperwork. I have to do the paperwork and get her a band before we can send her upstairs. So that was the video that you guys saw that I initially posted. So the next video that has no picture on it was when I was pushing her in and we was at the window because they asked me to move her from the window so they can take care of the guests or, patients that was coming in.
This was a lot. This was a lot. Y'all, if you're just getting here, this is my first time hearing this from the mother. This is in real time. This is the same intern has another video of mistreatment. Yes, we're gonna get to it. But what I will say is I don't know. We have to be each other's keeper, basically. I'm sorry that the young lady had to go through that type of apathy. Because nurses are some of the most caring people. That's why they chose to be a nurse. Most people in healthcare, they love helping others. That's why they chose healthcare. Um, a lot of my friends are in healthcare. I always knew that I couldn't be in healthcare because I know what my toxic trait is. I'm a bit selfish, and I don't like gross things. Like, I'm not about to touch. I barely touch people. I don't want to touch you. If I see fluid, I'm leaving the room. I have a weak stomach, so I already know that I can't be in healthcare. So I don't know why a person would choose to be a nurse, knowing that they don't want to serve everybody. And what I will say is this, like, my youngest child is 26, okay? So, and every time that I have had to go have a child, it was things done prior to me going to the hospital. Like, during my entire pregnancy, you take care of the business. Depending on the doctor you have, I don't know what they do in clinics and community doctors and stuff like that, but thank God I had private physicians that a lot of the pre-registration process was already taken care of, right? And maybe it's a little different for me too because I was high risk all the time. So I was never able to experience harsh people in terms of getting me straight to labor and delivery. But I will say this, every time I went to the hospital to have a baby, I didn't go through the emergency room or the regular check-in area triage. There, most hospitals have a different entrance. It'll say labor and delivery when you pull into the hospital, labor and delivery. So I hate that the family had to experience this. At the same time, even if she did pull up at the ambulance bay, I don't know if that was like a liability thing where they cannot take you out of a car into it or put you on a could have put her on a stretcher. I don't know. And I know they wanted her to get through registration. But this was all around just terrible, a terrible experience and a terrible story. And I'm pretty sure they're going to find a way to justify how that check-in process went. To the mom, I don't know. I just don't know. I pray that the daughter is well, but we have to be each other's keeper. And when I say that is this, be the person that doesn't mind sharing information. And we all have to also know that we don't know everything. So be willing to let somebody help you. So we're gonna move to the next story, which is similar but a bit different at the same time. I see we have some new people in the chat. Hey Mac, how you doing? Um, Mac is our in-house medical personnel. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he do. Maybe he'll share with y'all, but he is definitely military. Thank you for your service, brother. Thank you for your service. So we're gonna start with this woman in Indiana because not only did this just happen in Texas, they turned around and did it again in Indiana. Same thing, similar. Let's go.
Because the nurse said she was not in active labor. Now, as you can tell, she's in a lot of pain.
I'm trying to rewind, so give me a moment.
Okay, this is Mercedes Cherie Wells, who was at a hospital in Indiana and is being discharged home because the nurse said she was not in active labor. Now, as you can tell, she's in a lot of pain. Apparently, at this time, when they decided to discharge her, she was 3 centimeters. That's her husband, Leon Wells, taking her out to the car. And this is what happened in the car 8 to 12 minutes later after they were discharged. Now, I went to the original Facebook post that Leon put out and has since been shared. And this is the story that I've kind of put together. She goes in contracting. She stayed 3 centimeters for 5 hours. She even walked the hallways, did all the things we do. I'm assuming she's term. 37 plus weeks, didn't make any cervical change per the nurse who examined her. When she was told she was going to go home because of no cervical change, she asked, and she says in her post, she even begged to stay. And she was told doctor's orders to be discharged. And she's had a baby before. So here's the deal. In my expert opinion, for what it's worth, either she wasn't really 3 centimeters and the nurse got it wrong, which can happen, or she really was 3 centimeters and she went from 3 to complete and a baby out in the car in less than 15 minutes from the time she was discharged until she had a baby. That can also happen. But either way, if you have a patient who is term and is hurting that much, I don't care if they stay 3 centimeters, because that could change like that, which it did in her case. I have admitted patients 23-hour OBS or even longer than that, much longer than 5 hours, because I don't want that exact scenario to happen. Now, as I said in the video I posted about the other situation that happened in Dallas, Texas, these scenarios can happen to anyone who has a fetus in the uterus, regardless of their skin tone. But study after study after study has proven that there is a disparity between how Black birthing people are treated in this country when compared to their white counterparts. And that includes ignoring pain and being dismissed and being profiled in the documentation. And Black birthing people have higher rates of both maternal and neonatal morbidity and mortality when compared to their white counterparts. The patient in Dallas and the patient in Indiana wanted to give birth in a hospital, or they wouldn't have been there. And look at how they were treated. No one should be treated like this when they're pregnant or birthing. But when it comes to Black birthing people in this country, every one of those videos just reinforces to them that this is what's going to happen. The racial biases that are deeply rooted in obstetrical care are getting no better in 2025. This is Mercedes.
God is being kicked out of this hospital because
getting kicked out of the hospital in active labor for being Black, and her husband having to deliver their baby on the side of the road. This happened in Crown Point, Indiana, where Mercedes Wells arrived in clear distress after hours of strong contractions. Staff focused only on her dilation number, decided she wasn't progressing, and discharged her. They did not track her contractions, did not reassess her pain, and did not listen when she said something was wrong. 8 minutes after being forced out, her labor collapsed into crisis. Her husband pulled over their truck as the baby crowned, delivering their child on the roadside while Mercedes screamed through pain that should never have been managed alone. They then drove 30 more minutes to another hospital because the first one refused to treat her. This is not a rare failure. Black women are repeatedly dismissed during pregnancy and birth, and the consequences are often fatal. Labor is not measured by dilation alone. If a woman gives birth within minutes of discharge, her contractions were clearly close and strong. The hospital missed what should have been obvious.
Wow.
Getting kicked out of the hospital in
So Mercedes has spoken out recently, and this is the couple.
This morning, a Chicago woman is demanding answers from a hospital she says discharged her while she was in labor. 38-year-old Mercedes Wells says she was having contractions 1 minute apart and knew the baby was coming, but a nurse sent her home.
I was in excruciating pain. She seen me in pain and agony, and I guess she still perceived me to not be in labor.
The family sharing this video of Wells being wheeled out of the hospital. She then gave birth 8 minutes later in her truck on the side of the highway, her husband delivering their baby himself.
It's totally God's grace. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I don't have any medical license or anything to deliver a baby.
Wells says she spent 6 hours at the hospital but never saw a doctor. She blames racial discrimination.
I was stripped of my dignity as a person because I was treated less than an animal.
Can we agree that a woman in active labor should not be sent away without first being...
Y'all know what I'm going to say. Come on, lawyer. This family came with a lawyer. Oh, I love it. Lawyer.
Seen by a doctor.
The CEO of Franciscan Health Crown Point Hospital responding, saying, "The video and the comments it has generated are deeply troubling, and we understand the concern this has raised. The video is just one part of the information we are reviewing as part of a thorough investigation into this alleged incident." The good news? The couple says their baby daughter, Alina, is healthy and doing well.
The Wells say they're not seeking compensation. Instead, they want accountability and changes in hospital policy.
Oh, shit. Can y'all hear me? Yes, yes, y'all. I'm sorry I had to give y'all all that to watch because there's context here. What we are seeing is something that has always happened, that Black women have always experienced. It's just now that people have now recorded their experience and placed it on the internet, unfortunately. And the reason this hits, this is so personal to me, is because a pregnant woman is the most sensitive, is in a very sensitive state. And the environment she's exposed to, everything that happens with a pregnant woman shapes that child in her womb. Even from the moment of conception to the moment of delivery, everything. So to be treated in such a manner when you are literally helpless, meaning in active labor, is cruel. It is cruel. It's not even punishment. It is cruel to the highest level. Like, I am so mindful around pregnant women. We all should be mindful in the midst of pregnant women, even when they don't even know how sensitive they, what they are doing, and how they should carry themselves or be treated when they are pregnant. But we pregnant women, are they disabled? No, but we should be very mindful around pregnant women. And for a woman to be treated like this in active labor, disregarded, treated like inhumane, refused medical treatment. Like, if y'all don't want us there, let us know before we get there so we can figure out another place to go and deliver our babies. But I don't wish this on nobody. I don't wish this on nobody. And then to see the husband there broken, that brother was crying because he didn't even know how to help his wife. So here's what I'm gonna do for us today. No, I don't have slides, but I just have information. We have to go ahead and start educating ourselves and preparing others. Like, there's, if you don't have, if you end up pregnant, get a doula. And we have to learn how to advocate for ourselves in our family members. The first slide, I don't know. Mom was a bit very emotional when she responded, but that was her daughter. I just felt like they didn't have enough education to go through that process correctly. And I'm not gonna even say that they didn't experience being treated, disrespectfully and disregarded. I'm sure they did because that nurse ended up getting fired. After that whole incident, she was fired immediately, honey. Immediately. Miss Ma'am was fired. You don't let somebody sit in a wheelchair for over 30 minutes in active labor and park her on the side of the hallway in active labor, you know. And when somebody is just, when you're sick like that, when you're in a medical situation, you, first of all, you're under an immense amount of stress. So when this woman was talking to that young lady, the look on her face is that she can care less. Do we want her to be, do we want her to be all emotional and frantic? No. But act like you care. Okay. But the girl was over there about to die. And this is why this is so, since I'm so sensitive with this subject, because a woman giving birth is the same as traveling to death's door. There are mothers that don't even make it out the pregnancy to see their baby's face because she ends up passing away during birth, or the baby and the mom ends up passing away during birth. That process of giving birth, it sends the body through shock waves that can't even be imagined, shock waves of pain. Okay. So for somebody to let you sit there and bring your baby, it's already traumatic. The child, coming into the world through the birth canal or by any other means, and for you to be a medical professional on any level, be it the who the boys that park the cars, from them all the way through delivery, everybody has a responsibility in this case, and what the engagement is like when that person gets to you. I like I say, I was fortunate enough to never ever have to step foot in emergency. Once we pull up, that wheelchair was there and we was taken right to where we supposed to be, which is I thought, maybe y'all can educate me. I thought that's how everybody's experience was, you know. But there's no excuse for this type of disregard. This is more than a health disparity. This is just blatant refusal to treat other people. And y'all, and I told y'all in one or two videos ago, I got sick earlier this year. And and during, like we said, we are in this political climate where people are okay, overtly choosing to be very disrespectful to other people. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I went into the hospital, I was just I had another level of stress. It wasn't that I was sick, it was the fact that is the person that's going to treat me, am I gonna be okay? So it was even with that experience, I came across one black person. Everybody else didn't look like me. And when that nurse came there, I said, I'm so scared. She said, why are you scared? I said, because I don't know. I'm just afraid. And I straight up had a conversation with her. She looked at me, she said, listen, I'm here until 9 o'clock tonight, and I will come and check on you every 30 minutes, okay? She said, between each one of my patients, I'm gonna come and look at you. She said, you might be resting, you might be something, but I'm gonna make sure I lay eyes on you. I said, thank you. But I didn't know who to trust. I was frantic out of my mind and sick because I didn't know if the people who were going to be putting their hands on me, you know, had my best interest. This is a real thing that we're looking at on the screen. So this is why we have to advocate for each other. Even if you're so sick, have your mate there, have your sister there, have your brother there, bring your best friend, bring somebody who can ask the questions that you in your pain may not be thinking about. Doulas. It is easy to become a doula. When I say doula, D is in dog, D like D David, Doula. Look it up. There are a lot of our young people who are in between what they want to do in life, especially our young girls. If they don't want to go to college, see, everybody can't do hair, okay? Even if she want to lay a lace wig, sign her up for doula too. I think our young girls who don't go to college should all learn how to deliver babies. That's just me. Even if you have a son that's interested in medical or shit, excuse my language, send him to doula training. Let him get his certification as a doula. Doulas, what they do is they support the mom all through pregnancy, and they are there to advocate for the mom during the labor process and all of that. Get a doula, yes, and a midwife. Yes, yes, yes. I was going to get to that. So a lot of times these medical offices are so inundated with all kind of people. They just treat you like a number, but you want to put yourself in a position to be treated like a person. I hate that they had to experience this. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Um, y'all can go ahead and look into these stories if you want to, if you have not already done so. Let me see what y'all are talking about real quick. I see some people in the room. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it for y'all joining the brunch break. We live. Okay. Let me see. Oh, we got some Chicago people in here. Okay, yeah. Emerged in hate. Jen said she looked emerged in hate. That her first moments with her newborn. Oh, yeah, yeah. The mom's face while holding that baby. Oh my God. Y'all was in this chat going in, honey. Oh my God. Y'all was in this chat going in. Y'all, I love it when y'all stand on business. It's just me and said Crown Point has always been a problem. She needs to own the hospital when this is all over. She do. Like I'm in Central Florida, right? And of course we can judge the mom. She was a bit harsh to her daughter too. But there are certain hospitals I would never listen. I ain't going to. If y'all ever come to Tampa and have an emergency, please don't go to Tampa General. I'm just tell you right now. Most people don't come out of there alive. They don't come out of Tampa General Hospital alive. And the reason why I don't go there is because it's a teaching hospital. Everybody, when I say everybody, almost 95% of the people walking through there as a professional, especially a doctor, they are all students. They are all students that come from USF, the University of South Florida, and the University of Tampa. So there's a 100% chance that almost every medical professional that you encounter inside Tampa General Hospital is a student. They're not even an actual doctor. So they're not just practicing medicine on you, they are learning. So mistakes will be made. And a lot of times when you are signing all those registration forms and putting a initial by this and a signature on this, you are signing your rights away. That if anything happened to you, that your family won't sue or you won't sue. Okay? So you have to be very, 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 very mindful. Welcome, Ranye. Very, very mindful where you position yourself at. So when my insurance turns to switch over for this, and when your employer switches your insurance, because when insurance changes over, you have to call your medical provider and ask, do they take this? You have units like, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but there's one particular medical unit that is basically the monopoly here in Central Florida. It's called Baycare. They have doctors' offices, they have urgent cares, they have pediatric offices, they have all kind of stuff. But depending on your insurance, you can either go to the religious hospital, okay, St. Joseph, they have like three or four of them, or you can go to a private hospital. Or you might have to go to Tampa General Hospital, depending on who your PCP is, your primary care physician. So at one time I had insurance that only put me at Tampa General. I was a miserable. I couldn't wait until my employer changed over. And I think everybody complained. Everybody complained about that insurance. And we ended up getting a new insurance carrier, thank God. But I was again stressed out again. Because I wasn't going to the hospital, which thank God I was in good general health, but I refused to go there. And I have personal stories. I have two family members that passed away there. They went there fine, and we brought them out in a body bag. They were actually fine, and we brought them there out in a body bag. So but that's just my story. There are countless others. So be mindful of your surroundings when it comes to where you're going, and take you an advocate with you when you go to places like this. Yeah, Pastor, it was too much. It was a lot. Nobody should have to go through this. Yep, y'all know my favorite word. Shout out to Cortia, lawyer. What? A lawyer, baby. I will see y'all. Y'all ain't gonna see me. Y'all just gonna talk to my attorney. Yes. So y'all, real quick, thank y'all so much for being here. Um, Before we get into part two of our show, I'm going to end this one and come right back with the rest of the show because of the way my streaming platform is set up on StreamYard. It's not going to allow me to do certain things because I'm about to be overtime, and I do want to hit every single talking point and pull up all the content for Shedeur's section and segment of the show. So thank y'all so much for being here. If you have not tapped like already, go ahead and do that. And if you are not subscribed, what you waiting on? Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for supporting me. But real quick, this is just part one. I'm going to come back in about 10 minutes with part two. I'll see y'all in a